We all grew up watching witches on our TV screens and wishing that it was real. What if I told you that it actually is? What if the person sitting right next to you or you are actually a modern day witch and we just didn't know the scientific wording for it or naming for it? Welcome back, besties. Today we are going to be discovering a very important and a really interesting topic. So we're exposing the truth that the powerful and the elites don't want us to know. They hide it from us. What if I told you that there were CIA documents, quantum physics experiments, and scientific research, US military scientific research, mind you, that actually points to the fact that spell casting and premonitions are actually a real thing. And you might just have that gift, right? So stick around, grab your coffees, grab your teas, and let's get into it. The first piece of evidence that I have here is us talking about spell casting. Spell is basically just using your hyper-focused intention to change reality. Well, in quantum physics, it's already been proven that this is real, and it's called the observer effect. In the famous double-slit experiment, scientists proved that subatomic particles physically change how they behave based on entirely whether human consciousness is looking at them or not. When humans really focus their energy onto something, it changes physical matter. When a witch lights a candle and focuses her intention, she's not just playing make-believe. She's actually using her energy to manipulate quantum fields, changing the reality or her reality specifically, right? So science just kind of caught up to what witches have always known and have always done through time and centuries. Now, the second piece of evidence I have here is premonitions, right? So if you think having a gut feeling about the future is just coincidence, right? The US government disagrees. In 2014, the Office of Naval Research launched a $3.8 million program to study the sixth sense, or the spidey sense, as we like to call it, in the Marines. So during combat, certain soldiers were consistently predicting ambushes and hidden traps seconds before they happened. So without any visual or audio cues, their bodies and brains were physically reading the energy of their environment to predict the future. So the military concluded that intuition is not a myth. It is a rapid physical survival mechanism. What historically got called witchcraft or seeing the future is just highly evolved human intuition. We're going to move on to evidence piece number 3. In the movies, they call it clairvoyance. In this case, the CIA calls it remote viewing. If magic isn't real, then why did the US government spend 20 years and millions of dollars funding it? In the 1970s, the CIA actively recruited people with hyper-developed psychic abilities, right? So these modern-day witches could sit in a locked room in Virginia, close their eyes, and accurately draw the exact layout of secret Soviet military bases thousands of miles away. Using pure energy reading alone, they managed to do this. The government declassified this in the 90s, and psychic abilities are documented military assets. And the fourth piece of evidence we have here is the occult and global power. During the Cold War, US President Ronald Reagan and his wife, Nancy, had a massive secret. They were not making a single major political decision without consulting an astrologer named Joan Quigley. She drew up birth charts to determine the exact minute the president's plane should take off to avoid danger. She dictated, his schedule based on planetary alignments. So when you are at the absolute highest level of power, you don't just rely on logic, you rely on the stars. I guess my next question is, are you a witch? Let's do a checklist. So number 1 is, do you effortlessly manifest things? When you think of someone and, do they text you like 5 minutes later? The second thing is, electronics glitch around you when you are highly emotional. When you have a very intense feeling, strong feelings, suddenly tech appliances or like devices start glitching out of nowhere. Has that happened to you? Third question, you get a random gut feeling about situations, just out of nowhere, right? And months later, you're proven exactly right. If any of these things resonate with you, you might just have a gift. You might just be a witch. Stop letting people make you feel crazy, right? For having a very powerful connection to the universe. I want to know right now, though, what is the most magical thing that's happened around you? Or please drop those stories in the comment section. And obviously, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video. Without any further ado, this is me saying goodbye and signing out. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah.